Adeste fideles, leti triumphantes, venite, venite in Bethlehem. Natum videte regem angelorum, venite adoremus, venite adoremus, venite adoremus Dominum. O come, all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant. O come ye to Bethlehem. Come and behold him born, the King of angels. Venite adoremus, venite adoremus, venite adoremus Dominum. Lo, humble shepherds hasting to his cradle, leaving their flocks in the fields draw near. We too with gladness thither bend our footsteps. Venite adoremus, venite adoremus, venite adoremus Dominum. Sing choirs of angels, sing in exaltation. Oh, sing all ye citizens of heaven above. Glory to God, all glory in the highest. Venite adoremus, venite adoremus, venite adoremus Dominum.
Good morning. Welcome to Horizon Unitarian Universalist Church. My name is Susan Sluter. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I am serving as your worship associate this morning, and I'm joined by our worship leader, Reverend Chris Rathbauer, whose pronouns are they, them, their, and our music director, who was just up here, Kalaman Zabo, whose pronouns are he, him, his. We are excited to welcome you to our worship service this morning, especially considering the weather outside. We're so glad to have you with us today, whether you're joining us for the first time, whether you're joining us virtually, or whether you've been here for longer than you can remember. Here at Horizon, we welcome people of all faiths and of no faith in particular. Whoever you are, whomever you love, wherever you are on your journey, you are welcome among us. As a community, we also welcome the sharing of joys, sorrows, and concerns. You're welcome to fill out a joys and sorrows slip on the table near the Welcome Center, in the pockets of the chairs, and on the joys and sorrows table in front of the sanctuary. And you are welcome to light a candle if you'd like. This can be done at any time before the service or in the service from the beginning through the offertory. I believe that Kel is going to give us a prelude now.
Sweet silver bells all seem to say, throw cares away, Christmas is here, ding, 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 dong, ding, ding, dong, ding, dong. One seems to hear words of good cheer from everywhere, filling the air. Oh, how they pound, raising the sound, o'er the hills, down the hills, ringing they ring, while people sing songs of good cheer. Christmas is here, ding, dong, ding, dong, dong, ding, dong, ding, dong, ding, dong. One seems to hear words of good cheer from everywhere, filling the air. Oh, how they pound, raising the sound, o'er the hills, down the hills, gaily they ring, while people sing songs of good cheer. Christmas is here, ding, ding, dong, dong, ding, ding, dong, ding, dong, ding, ding. Dawn on they send on without end their joyful tone to every home. Ding dong, ding dong, home.
Our call to worship this morning is from Sherry Woodbury.
Perhaps some here have outgrown mystery. Maybe Santa doesn't visit your house like he used to, or you have forgotten the magic of a newborn child.
One might easily lose touch with awe in the struggle to do it all, or simply to survive.
Hear now this invitation to open yourself to surprise today and be ready to greet unexpected delights.
What star shall shine on you? What child remind you that all can be touched by glory?
And what gifts can you give? How will you join the holy story? Our chalice lighting this morning is from Dan Lambert. We gather together on this Christmas Eve as fellow sojourners looking for light, for hope, for peace, and for love. We gather as people from many backgrounds, many faiths, many cultures, and many spiritual paths. But as we light this chalice, we gather as one body, looking to the Nativity for its message to all of humanity. Its message is that there is light, there is hope, there is peace, there is love. Please join me in our affirmation, which is printed on the back of your order of service and projected on the screen. Love is the doctrine of our church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and its service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve humanity in harmony with the earth, thus do we covenant together. I invite you now to rise in body or spirit and join us in singing our opening hymn, hymn number 245 in the gray hymnal, Joy to the World.
Welcome, everyone, and especially welcome to our families. We're going to be doing something a little bit different this morning. I will be in the blue classroom if your child or middle schooler needs a little respite, and we will come back for Silent Night at the end of the service. So saying that, every Sunday we collect pantry items and like shelf-stable food items and personal care products for MetroCrest services. So at this time, I want to invite, my young and young at heart to come up. And would you pass your MetroCrest items to them as they come up front to help us tell a story? So come on down. So thank you, everyone, and thank you for helping us this morning. You are going to help us tell the traditional story of the birth of Jesus. And we are going to be telling the story through all these props. And so when we point to you, would you come on up and place the item on our vignette, our scenario over here? So let us begin the story.
This is the star. This is the star in the sky.
These are the shepherds watching by night who saw the star in the sky. This is the angel shining bright, who came to the shepherds watching at night, who saw the star in the sky. This is the donkey with his precious load, who trudged the long and weary road, who came to the shepherds watching by night, who saw the star in the sky. Can I have both of you?
This is the inn where the only room was a stable out in the lamplit gloom, for the donkey with his precious load, who trudged the long and weary road, looked on by the angel shining bright, who came to the shepherds watching by night, who saw the star in the sky.
This is the ox, and this is the ram, who saw such wonders come to pass. At the darkened inn, where the only room was a stable out in the lamplit gloom, for the donkey with his precious load, who trudged the long and weary road, looked on by the angel shining bright, who came to the shepherds watching by night, who saw the star in the sky.
This is the manger, warm with hay, wherein a newborn baby lay. This is the ox, and this is the ram, who saw these wonders come to pass. At the darkened inn, where the only room was a stable out in the lamplit gloom, for the donkey with his precious load, who trudged the long and weary road, looked on by the angel shining bright, who came to the shepherds watching by night, who saw the star in the sky.
This is the gold and the fragrant myrrh, and frankincense, the gifts that were placed by the manger, warm with hay, wherein a newborn baby lay. This is the ox, and this is the ram, who saw such wonders come to pass. At the darkened inn, where the only room was a stable out in the lamplit gloom, for the donkey and his precious load, who trudged the long and weary road, who came to the shepherds watching by night, who saw the star in the sky.
These are the wizened, come from afar, who also saw and followed the star, bearing the gold and fragrant myrrh and frankincense, these gifts that were placed by the manger warm with hay, wherein a newborn baby lay. This is the ox, and this is the ram, who saw such wonders come to pass. At the darkened inn, where the only room was a stable out in the lamplit gloom, for the donkey with his precious load, who trudged the long and weary road, looked on by the angel shining bright, who came to the shepherds watching by night, who saw the star in the sky.
This is the child that was born.
This is the Christ child, born to be king, while the host of heavenly angels sing. These are the wizened, come from afar, who also saw and followed the star, bearing the gold and fragrant myrrh and frankincense, these gifts that were placed in the manger warm with hay, wherein a newborn baby lay. This is the ox and this is the ram, who saw such wonders come to pass. At the darkened inn, where the only room was a stable out in the lamplit gloom, for the donkey and his precious load, who trudged the long and weary road, looked on by the angels shining bright, who came to the shepherds watching by night, who saw the star in the sky.
And still the star shines in the sky. Well, thank you all for your help creating our nativity scene here. Thank you so much to my co-narrator. I will go back to the blue classroom. You might want to check in with your families if you want to stay for the whole service or if you'd like to come back just for Silent Night. So thank you all for being excellent listeners.
I'd like to invite you to rise in body or in spirit and join us in singing our next hymn, number 247, in the gray hymnal, O Little Town of Bethlehem. We know that our financial contributions to this congregation come from sacrifice and hard work. We are so grateful for this and commit together to ensure the funds we gather collectively do a greater good for ourselves and our world than they could have done alone. May there be an offering to sustain and grow the life and mission of this congregation. May we give in love and in hope. As is our tradition, non-pledged donations to the Christmas Eve offering will go to support the Ministerial Discretionary Fund, which enables our minister, Reverend Chris, to provide emergency financial assistance to members and friends of Horizon. Your donations ensure that a member will have what they need when they need it during 2024. Thank you to our members and friends who give and pledge electronically. If you would like to give electronically, you may do so on the Breeze app or online at horizonuu.org/donate. The offering will now be joyfully given and received. Thank you for your generosity. Our first reading this morning is from Mandy McGlynn. Everything is about to change, and it already has. It will be, it was, it is. The dawn you eagerly await to end the long, cold darkness is already full sun far off in the east. Yet even after light's return, spring is months away. 30 long years pass after his birth before the Messiah comes. Stones of justice have been tossed in the lake, but their ripples have not yet arrived, have not resolved into the kingdom already present among us. While we wait, let us seek in the darkness of the now and not yet for the treasures God has hidden there, the riches of the secret place only found by night. This is what is promised to us. The wheel of life turns ever on, and darkness is a path to joy. I invite you to rise in body or in spirit and join in singing our next hymn, number 244 in the gray hymnal, It Came Upon a Midnight Clear.
The
We now take time to honor the sorrows and joys of this community, knowing that we are all interconnected and that what affects one affects us all. Elliot shares a joy that he spent time with his mom Christmas shopping yesterday. Marty and Ed Keller share the joy of celebrating over our 55 years of marriage. A sorrow that I know many of us share on this Christmas of the continued war and death going on in Israel and Palestine. An anonymous sorrow and concern for those who cannot be with family due to death, disdain, or other sorrowful reasons. And with sorrow, we remember Roland Harvey, who died earlier this fall. His memorial service, celebration of life, will be next Sunday, December 31st. It's at 3 o'clock. The 28th, I'm sorry. At 3 o'clock, not 1 o'clock. And we light a candle this morning to honor all the joys and sorrows which have gone unspoken and reside only in our hearts. Please join me in the spirit of prayer and meditation in whatever way feels right with these words from Sherry Woodbury. After the reading, we'll have a space of silence, which will be broken by our responsive hymn, number 225 in the gray hymnal, O Come, Emmanuel. Spirit of life that goes by so many names, spirit of love that has taken so many shapes on our earth over the millennia of human habitation here, we open our hearts to make room for you. With the innocence and imagination of a child, help us to hear the beauty and the magic in the Christmas story. Let us feel the love that surrounded the Holy Family and allows that love to heal the cold and unsheltered parts of ourselves, the parts that are lonely and on the road, whatever may bring sorrow into our lives at this time. Let us feel here the presence of a humble community, a community that offers warmth and a shelter from life's hardships, that offers companionship on our journeys. Spirit of hope, God of our understanding, slow our minds as we contemplate the story of a poor family, a child born helpless, homeless, yet adored by the wise ones, a child recognized as possessing the holiness and the promise of love for which every human heart hungers and of which every human heart is capable. The Roman Empire is many centuries away from us, yet we know too well what it is to live in the midst of an empire fraught with the domination of peoples and lands. We too know what it is to live amid the struggles of too many simply to survive, let alone be respected. We too know what it is to live in a time of division and power struggle with the threat of persecution looming. Spirit of creativity, stream as a comet through our beings. Let us follow the light of your infinite possibilities towards what surprising good thing may come next in our strange and wondrous universe. Our blue-green marble of earth, our continent teetering with diverse peoples and creatures, help us to ready ourselves for the role we might play in the dramas of our day. We open our hearts and our minds, inviting in holy wisdom, humility, and strength for the work ahead. Consecrate us in courage and community as we seek to build something new and yet something so old, as we prepare to be midwives in the rebirth of our love and in our unfolding story. blessed be.
Our next reading is from Rexford J. Stizens. Christmas is a risk for us to take. Shall we allow ourselves to be touched by sentiment, awakened by song and story, drawn into festivities when our joy depends upon the goodwill of others? Dare we risk the disappointment, raised high and excited expectations? May we have the courage to celebrate the season fully.
Imagine, if you will, in a manger in the city of Bethlehem, the birth of a baby changed the world. It certainly wasn't the only thing happening in the world that night, and it's doubtful it even happened on what we now celebrate as Christmas. Though the Gospels tell us some people had a hint of what was coming because of divine messengers, I dare say Jesus' birth wouldn't have been breaking news had there been a televised newscast. In fact, from the perspective of most people, Jesus' birth might have seemed quite insignificant, a blip on the radar of newsworthy things happening that night. And yet, this child has gone on to inspire millions of people throughout history. That's the power of Christmas. On this night, even a baby has the potential to change the world. On this night, as people around the world are searching for hope in the midst of war, poverty, oppression, discrimination, abuse, loneliness, stress, and uncertainty, in the midst of a world that seems to throw things at us at a breakneck pace, it's humbling to remember that it could be a baby born of humble circumstances, even of us, that could be our redeeming grace. The idea that salvation could come of such a humble beginning is truly awe-inspiring, a reminder that an ordinary occurrence, such as a birth, can change the world. And isn't that the way it usually goes? Most people and circumstances that change the world started out as an ordinary occurrence in the grand scheme of things. The idea that it takes a saint to come in and see the possibilities is not what usually happens. What it takes is new eyes, the eyes of a baby being able to see the sacredness inherent in every moment. In other words, the vision of a mystic and the foresight of a prophet. Though this sounds like a grand thing to live up to, there is never a mystic or a prophet that at their core wasn't just a person like me and you. I must confess there's a lot of reason to lose hope this Christmas, as someone pointed out in our joys and sorrows this morning. There is strife going on in the very places we talk about in the Christmas story. Many people are losing their lives, and though the sounds and political upheavals and armed conflicts are daily news and mean that peace does not reign for everyone, this is what I know, though. This day, there are things being born as subtle as a young baby with the potential to change the world. Maybe it's coming from you. As the wheel of the year turns, hope blooms. Hope that maybe soon things may be different, that maybe we might be able to find a different way of being. Maybe that baby being born this day is you, and you don't even know it yet. No matter how you're feeling this year, don't give up hope. For me, that's the message of Christmas Eve. That salvation isn't some grand thing that's bestowed upon us, but it might just be right around the corner from where we aren't even looking. As Mandy McLean said in our first reading this morning, everything is about to change, and it already has. What is being born in you this morning? Where are you in the story? Look towards the awe and wonder of Christmas Eve this season and be the change the world needs in these uncertain times. If we can learn to see the extraordinary in the ordinary, the potential of every pregnant moment, we just might shift so that truly next year will be better than this one. May it be so. This morning, as is the custom of many churches and congregations around the world, we will sing the carol Silent Night and Holy Night to candlelight. Now, hopefully all of you were given candles to as you came in. If you were not, please raise your hand and an usher will come and give you one. Marty. Now, in just a moment, the ushers are going to be coming down the aisle, and they're going to light the candles on the end of each aisle. So, for instance, they're going to light Pam, and then Pam, it's now her job to turn and light Lisa, who will turn and light Joel, who will turn and light George. Whoever is next to you, it is your job to make sure that their candle is lit. The lit candle, as we light the candles, the lit candles represent a light in the midst of darkness and a commitment to carry the light into this world throughout the year, doing good. I would ask that you please don't blow out your candles until you are asked to, following the benediction today. I would now like to invite you to rise in body or in spirit for our next hymn, number 251 in the gray hymnal, Silent Night, Holy Night.
Extinguish this flame, but not our commitment to welcome radically, love boldly, grow spiritually, and serve courageously. This we do because we envision a beloved community filled with compassion, helping all to thrive in a just world.
The Spirit of the Holy dwells in each of us, and in each of us is a child waiting to be born. The Spirit of love dwells in each of us. May the flames in our hands remind us that eternal love dwells in our hearts. May the flames in our hands remind us that the Spirit of life dwells among us as we gather as a faith community. May the flames in our hands remind us that the arc of our universe needs our embodied love and faith to bend toward justice. I invite you to extinguish your candle and remain risen in body or in spirit for our recessional hymn, number 235, in the gray hymnal, Deck the Halls with Boughs of Holly. Your candles in their baskets, which they'll be holding at the door, so that they don't have to go looking for them. May the mystery that dwells in each of us come alive this Christmas Eve. Amen. Blessed be. Go in peace and Merry Christmas.